Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to go through the pricing for all of my groceries. I'll also go through a meal plan. And this week I went to my local green grocer, my Asian grocer, and Coles because my partner has to spend $50 each week, 4 weeks in a row, and you get 10,000 flyby points. So, beef ravioli, this was $5.50. I also got a big jumbo pack of spinach. I think that was $6. It's the largest pack you can get, and I love adding spinach into my ravioli. It's an easy way to get veggies in, so that's one meal prep idea. Also grabbed a pasta sauce there. That was on sale for $3.15, I believe, from Coles. And then I also grabbed these chipotle taco seasoning. Mingle, I have tried Mingle before. The first one I tried was okay. I found that it lacked a little bit of seasoning, but because it was 50% off, I'm going to give it a go again. This time it's a different flavor. So I'm going to be using this to make nachos. I grabbed some beef mince, $11. I'm probably going to use half of this, and then I'll toss half into the freezer. Also grabbed these Tostitos. They were, I think, 40 or 50% off. Smoked chipotle and sour cream. That's going to be great with the nachos. Grapes, they were $4.90 or $5 a kilo. We grabbed roughly about a kilo. Lemons were cheap at my local green grocer, although they were a little bit more pricier this week, but still a lot cheaper than your local Coles and Woolies. I grabbed 7 lemons for $2. Also grabbed 1 orange because I was craving an orange, and I think it was $2 a kilo at my green grocer. Avocado was $1.20 at Coles. A punnet of tomatoes. This is 500 grams for $4. I always say that it's a lot cheaper than your supermarket. Like Coles and Woolies charge so much more for these little cherry tomatoes. So I like to get them from my local fruit and veg shop. Passata, that's going to be for the ravioli, and I got that from Coles. I also grabbed these carbonara bodak noodles. They were $8.50 for 5 at my local Asian grocer. Normally that's $11 at Coles, and when it does go on sale, it's about $9.50. So my local Asian grocer was a little bit cheaper. Spinach, I've already gone through. Black beans, this was $1 a can. That's going to be tossed into my beef mince mixture for the nachos. Sour cream, and I've also got some shredded cheese in the fridge that we will add to the mix. Diced tomatoes, I'm going to toss that into my nacho mix. Risoni. So I actually don't need this risoni this week, but I figured because there was a little bit of a sale, I think it was saving 70 cents. I know it's such a small saving, but a little saving is better than none, because normally I see it's full price. I hardly ever see 50% off. I don't think I ever see 50% off. So I figured I'm just going to buy it this week and pop it in the pantry, and this will probably be used for next week's meal prep. Facial tissues, $2. Listerine was half price, so we grabbed another bottle. Bundaberg ginger beer, this was on sale. I don't remember how much it was, but I think it was either 30 or 40% off. And then cold power, half price. So normally $24, we paid $12. We probably only have a little bit left. That's why my partner grabbed that. Toilet paper, staple. I think the normal price is like $4. I think he said it was on par with Aldi, so we just grabbed it at Coles. That wraps up the grocery haul. I think I spent about $82 for this whole shop, which I think is pretty good. I'm only meal prepping for dinners and lunches this week for probably about 4 days, because we're going to have a very busy week where we're traveling quite a bit. So that's why I've kind of cut back my 3 meals to 2 meals for now. Once we are working from home full time again, that's when I'll be going back to 3 to 4 meals for my meal prep videos. But I will include those clips next. So if you're interested in seeing me meal prep everything, stay tuned. Hey guys, in this portion of the video, I'm going to show you my meal prep for the week. I start off by chopping some carrots and onions, and then I saute them off in a little bit of water. If you prefer oil, then go ahead and use oil. I just prefer sauteing it in water just so I can cut back on unnecessary fats, especially when I'm working with beef mince. Especially if the beef mince is from like Coles or Woolies, because their beef mince has quite a bit of fat in it, so I use that as my oil replacement. So once I cook off the carrots and beef, I add in my onions and just saute that for a little bit as well. Now, I don't think I showed you guys on camera, but I did add in a teaspoon of salt just to add some extra seasoning in because I am using the Mingle packet. I've tried Mingle before. It's not as flavorsome as some other brands I've tried, but I figured I'd give this brand another go, seeing as the seasoning pack was on sale. I've also added in some of that canned tomatoes, and I'm going to show you the seasoning pack in this next clip here. So if you want to have a look at the packet a little bit more clearly, press pause in the video. You can have a quick read at the back in regards to the suggestions they provide in terms of ingredients, and there's also really simple steps. Mingle is supposed to be a healthier version compared to other seasoning packs. Just bear in mind though, flavor wise, it's a little bit lighter. That's why I tend to add in a little bit of salt when I'm using this packet. But this particular week it was 50% off, so I just go ahead and give it another try. So as you guys can see, the finished product is I made some nachos. I've got some avocado that I've just chopped up briefly because it wasn't ripe enough for me to make guac, and I've chopped some tomatoes, cheese, sour cream, and corn chips. So I've got probably about 180 grams of beef mince here. This is the beef mince I got from Coles, so it has quite a bit of fat in there. So again, I don't use any oil. I'm just going to cook that through and the fat slowly releases. That's when I add in my garlic and my onion so I can saute it in that beef fat. It adds so much flavor and it's unnecessary for me to add any more oil in. So once I saute that a little bit, I did add in probably half a teaspoon of salt off camera. You can add in some diced carrots as well if you like. I was a little bit lazy, so I just made a really simple meal. Then I add in quite a bit of spinach. I know it looks like a lot, but it wilts down and you barely even notice the leafy greens. So I mix everything through, and once the spinach has wilted and is a little bit more manageable, that's when I add in my seasoning. So I've got some oyster sauce here. I added in a little bit of Chinese cooking wine as well off camera, and then I also add in some soy sauce. You can also add in a little bit of ABC glaze if you want the meat just to be a little bit sweeter. But once that's kind of cooked down for probably about a minute or two, I add in my flat rice noodles. Now, I had these left over in the fridge, so I didn't want to waste them. I just wanted to use them up. So I tossed them into the savory mince mixture, mixed that through, and I will show you the finished product. It was actually really delicious, and I think later on in the clip, I actually added in some hot pepper paste, or you can add in sriracha. Your choice of chili paste is fine. If you don't like chili, then you can leave it out. But I really enjoyed this meal, and I was super surprised because it was a throw it together meal to use up leftover ingredients we had at home. It was raining and storming in Sydney on the weekend, so the lighting isn't great, but the food was absolutely delicious. This next meal is also a really simple meal prep idea, especially for those who are tight on time. I've got some passata, ravioli, baby spinach. So I start by boiling my ravioli. Now I promise the water was at a rolling boil. I think I probably added too much in, so it kind of just lowered the temperature. Anyways, once I strain my ravioli, I go ham with my spinach. I add so much in and it's overflowing. I know it looks like a crazy amount, but trust me, when it wilts down, you won't even notice the spinach. Once it's wilted, I add in my passata of choice. This is the one that I purchased this week only because it was on sale, but I think I prefer the muchy passata over most passatas. Then I add in my ravioli and mix that all together, and that's pretty much done. You can add in some mushrooms as well if you like, or any veggie of choice. I actually sprinkle a little bit of cheese on my ravioli at the end. I just find that it adds a perfect touch. This is a pretty simple, easy, and budget-friendly meal. So if you like this, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.